Welcome to Royally Rumbled. It is here. It is possibly the best Rumble ever. We have made it to 1992. And with a tear in my eye, let me introduce, as always, we have Mr. Bobby Cash.
Good evening.
We have the one, the only DJ King. And making his victorious return back to work the left side, it is Mr. Ryan Palmer. Gentlemen, how are we all?
Good. Looking forward to talking about it. My favourite
excited.
of all time.
Excited about this one.
I've been waiting for this one. 5 episodes in now. We finally made it. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, we can literally cancel the show. We can cancel the show after this one, according to Bobby. We're done now. There's no point in carrying on. So here's to the finale of the Royally Rumbled podcast. Thanks for joining us on this epic outing.
5 episodes. But yeah, 92. Obviously, it's a toss-up between this and I'm going to say 2001, which we will touch upon shortly, I'm sure. As it seems to be they seem to be the two best Rumbles in a lot of people's opinions. It's sort of like you're either one or the other. So, right, Mr. Cash, as we have a guest, you know the drill. You are the master of the lists. I asked Brian the questions. He sent them to me. I sent them to you. I will now step back and you can grill him about his answers.
Gladly. So if it's your first time here, it might be because 92 Rumble is the most popular one. I think this might be the first episode you watch of ours. We predicted some predictions before the first episode, and every guest we always ask them the same ones just to get their opinion. So very straightforward. I've kind of liked a lot of these answers, to be fair. I did like them. So Ryan, we asked you, what is the best Rumble of all time? Go.
It is 1992 of the best Rumble.
Very hard agree. Very hard agree.
I wonder how Ryan qualified to be on this episode.
It has all the drama, all the angles leading up from 1991. This Tuesday in Texas has got the Survivor Series from 91. All that. I not spunk my load too early.
Oh, don't worry. DJ King will give us a nice year in review after we've done this, like we do. Worst Rumble is you literally put the one where Ray is booed, which is 2014, which Batista wins.
Yeah.
So that one over 2015, the year after.
Yeah, only because I don't think it's a bad Rumble as such. It's the fans' reaction to it and the fans' expectations to it. Some idiotic reason they all expected that Daniel Bryan was going to be in the Rumble, even though he was in a match earlier on in the night. And then that didn't happen. They got pissed off. They cheered Roman Reigns, ironically, which triggered Vince to think, oh, they love that guy. We've got to book him like a mega face for now onwards, which they did, and it's all their fault. So why they didn't see Batista winning that Rumble when he made his return?
I've always thought this. I thought 2015 was the one where they booked it terribly, where 2014 is the fans' fault.
Yeah.
Because they thought just sort of felt so entitled that they thought that Daniel Bryan was going to be in it, but he was in the match earlier in the night and he got battered.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, carry on.
I mean, that was like when there was like vignettes or something on Raw's weeks or months before that, and then for me it was like when I first saw that, I thought, okay, so if he's coming back, he's winning the Rumble, and then he did. I was like, what the hell, you people want you? What did you expect? You must have seen that. Apparently not.
Overrated Rumble. You put 1999 as an overrated Rumble. I don't know anyone who rates that one, so you've done well there.
I rate the 99.
No, you don't.
I do.
I do.
Name apart from Austin and McMahon, what else happens?
Bunch of dudes come out with white coats to take Kane away.
Yep.
China is the first woman to enter the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
China eliminates Mark Henry.
Fine.
Admit defeat, Bobby. Admit defeat.
No, okay. All right, okay.
Rumble's got a bare story, so you can just pack it in right now.
But Ryan said it's overrated.
It's not overrated, Ryan. It's probably underrated for how good it actually is.
No, loads of stuff just doesn't happen. It's like nothing happens in the ring because Austin gets taken out the ring, gets beaten up in the toilet. You just have empty space in the ring. There's just literally nothing happens for ages. As for the undercard, the undercard is terrible as well.
Whoa, I was going to say, all right, maybe I've got more fondness for the show in itself rather than the actual Rumble match, but Jesus Christ, you're going to go after the undercard now? You're going to go after the I Quit match? Fucking hell, where did you find him?
You're going to go after Bob Holly suplex and Al Snow in a puddle?
That wasn't that show.
Was it not that show?
No, it bloody well wasn't.
No, it was Road Dogg, wasn't it?
Road Dogg was a hardcore fish in a big pond.
And there ain't no L-I-E.
And that ain't no L-I-E. Chili D-I-E.
Okay, now...
Fucking I Quit match!
Right, Ryan. You've done well there for the overrated. You've done well. Right, now, explain yourself. Underrated Rumble 2001.
No!
Webster's Dictionary defines underrated as...
I'm not having that. No fucking way. The most world-renowned, like every fucker loves this. Well, apart from me, but I'm the odd one. Every fucker loves this Rumble. How can you say it's underrated?
Because everyone.
Show you working out.
Actually, to be fair, I can't remember. I think I just took something out of my ass and that was it.
Did you mean the 2002 one where Triple H won?
Is that the one? Is that 2001? I can't even remember, to be honest.
No, 2001 is Austin.
2002. Where we get Kane out.
Yes.
He hits Kane over there. And that leads to just one more.
That's the one. That's 2001.
Yeah, I'd still say I was actually thinking about that. Yeah.
That was the last Attitude Era Rumble.
It was. I actually said that 2002 was overrated, so that's just to tie it in. We asked you, Ryan, what is the best finish to a Royal Rumble, and you put Triple H throwing out Dean Ambrose to win the title in 2016. Were you drunk when you did these, or?
I was under a lot of pressure. Oh, God. There was a reason for
no
that.
Judgments.
There was a reason because that was the one versus all. So much like 1992, the belt was on the line.
Concentrate.
Roman Reigns gets taken out by the lads, the European Union or whatever the hell they were called. He's missing an action. I think he comes back. Then you got Triple H coming back in, who beat up Roman Reigns on the Raw before, or something like that. Or am I getting mixed up with something? Either way, he's in. The last two is Ambrose, and you're thinking, shit, Ambrose has got a good chance here. They go back and forth. Eventually, he gets dumped out. But the anticipation, the hope, you're thinking, yes, Triple H can't fucking do this. He's the man in the suit now. There's no way he's winning this, and then he wins, and it's just like, it's a bit like that. The Elimination Chamber, where Daniel Bryan and Santino Marella were the last two in, and you were just like, oh fuck, Santino Marella's got a good chance. He got some wicked near falls in that as well. But then, shit, he loses. That's the type of feeling in that elimination.
So it was it's just the anticipation, the emotion. You was kind of like, I will buy any wrestling event or match that has you on the edge of your seat. automatically sort of qualifies as being really, really fucking good.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's what it should do.
Best elimination, you've put Paul London. And you've also put Kane as well. That's not the same one because Kane doesn't do it to Paul London. Is it two different ones you've picked?
Yeah, I thought it was. Didn't he chokeslam him on the apron, or he gets?
So Kane chokeslams Sabu through a table one year, and Paul London's put a clothesline by Snitsky.
Oh, it's that one, and it's Snitsky.
No,
Snitsky clotheslining Paul.
A shooting star presses off the clothesline onto the floor.
Yeah, that one.
Are you all right, Nick?
I can't believe Snitsky has been awarded a fucking best of situation. Fucking Snitsky.
No, we'll give it to Paul London, really.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yes, Paul London did all the work.
Yeah.
He literally hit his own finishing move out of a clothesline.
And finally, we've asked what's the best spot / angle in a Rumble, and you've put the 92 Rumble being for the title, which is basically the same thing that I said, and is what we're here for today.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good different answers. I like it when the answers are a little bit different. It's kind of like, okay, because it just sort of shows the variation of the Rumble. Which, there's that many good moments out there. It's nice to have a bit of variety.
I like it.
No, we'll just save it. Let's go.
Kick us off, Nick.
Right. So obviously, yes, it is the 92. I don't know. Are we doing a build up to the show, Mr.
Oh, DJ King? Give us a year in review.
A year in the life of the King.
I will do a year roundup, right? But I have to tell you now, this isn't just today. This is in general. Whenever you ask me to do these, I never do any research, right? I literally do this all from memory. Now, I can barely remember my kids' birthdays, but I can probably tell you what happened in this year between Rumbles. So let me have a crack at it, and we'll see how we go.
Okay.
So the title is up for grabs in the Rumble. Hogan had the belt, beat Slaughter, beat Iraq, or as the story goes, ended the Gulf War. Flair shows up and he's got big gold with him. And Flair's saying he's the real world champion. And Hogan's saying, well, listen here, brother, I'm the real world champion. And Flair went, fuck off, dickhead. And then Taker came out and went, Brr, and he didn't talk much at this point. Could still cut a decent promo, though. Taker fucking gets involved. Hogan loses the belt to Taker. Something happens. The belt gets held up. I'm not 100% sure on what happened there to have the belt held up. Right.
Ric Flair
first.
With the chair.
No, go on, Nick. Go on, Nick.
Series.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Ric Flair came out, joined the Taker, slid the chair in, Undertaker hit the tombstone on the chair.
Correct.
Was that why the belt was held up?
No.
Yeah.
No.
The belt was
held up.
So,
yes,
that is true. So Flair puts the chair in and Taker tombstones Hogan and wins the belt. But then at this Tuesday in Texas, the week after, Hogan throws ashes in Undertaker's face and rolls him up to win it back. But Jack Tunney is at ringside and Ric Flair pushes him about and throws him to the ground. And he just decides, I'm not having this. And he strips Hogan of the belt. So just by the way, just to point out, Hulk Hogan, big baby face, takes a dead person's ashes and throws them in the guy's face and schoolboys him to win the belt. And he probably put that belt on faster than you could flipping run up the stairs. Do you think he knows how to put a belt on? But so that's why. But DJ King, top work.
Right. Oh wait, I've got more.
Go on. I'm ready.
Right. Okay. So another storyline going into this Rumble that we need to make the people aware of if they don't know. I mean, I don't know who the fuck's watching this who doesn't know. But Randy Savage got sacked because he lost the loser leaves town match to Ultimate Warrior. Apparently, when you leave town, you just leave the ring and you go and sit at the commentary table and you do a year's worth of commentary. Then Liz turns up hanging about in the crowd a bit because she likes to just go the wrestling. And then she gets dragged in, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm not having that." So he fucking knocks people about the way he does because he's Randy Savage. And then the next thing, he's down on one knee asking his wife, will she marry him? They have a wedding.
Elizabeth.
It's lovely. Jake the Snake buys them an incredibly inappropriate wedding present. It bites him. Randy wants him to pay for the doctor's bills. I'm sure that's the storyline going into it. Jake's having absolutely fucking none of it. He said, if anyone's getting Vicodin, it's me. And that's how we got here.
One more thing as well. Just one more. Quickly. Yeah, well, to shout out, this was a few weeks after the barbershop window moment as well. So this was the first real heel appearance of Shawn Michaels.
We all know how that went.
I must say that I've got Survivor Series 1991 on VHS. I've had it my whole life, basically. My brother had got it on VHS because he must have got it just as it came out. So that's probably the pay-per-view I've watched the most in my entire life. And so much in that show helps what's happened in the year previously and what's happening now. So that's a really important show, by the way. It's weird to think about. One more storyline going into this match is that earlier in the show, Roddy Piper wins the Intercontinental Championship. So he actually has the chance to win 2 belts in one match, which is a really cool, undercard, storyline.
It's the first time ever as well. First time that's ever been an option, or that could have happened, I believe.
Brilliant. It's really good.
Beats the Mountie. The Mountie says he's going to take his manhood. I'm going to take your title, and I'm going to take your manhood.
You're stupid. You're so stupid.
I don't know why he's going to take my manhood. He's been having dreams, and they're all wet. So hilarious.
I remember that. Let's go back to ringside.
Right, so we are obviously Mr. DiBiase has been pulled to short straw again. It's like they're punishing him for getting a good number in 89 or 90, and then for the last couple of years he's been one of the first competitors. So Mr. DiBiase was number 1.
No, he was number 2.
Bulldog was number 1.
Number 1. Just because the reason why I want to say that is because the first they say let's see who drew number 1, and Bulldog's theme plays and he gets a massive pop. It's unbelievable how over British Bulldog is, considering his whole gimmick is Britain. He's not American at all. And that's what I mean. Yeah, we spoke about this last time about how you booked it so well that Bulldog should have won the match last year. And can we just talk about, really quickly, the British Bulldog's tan?
Oh.
How do you get tanned like that? I'm sorry, but that's not sunbeds and that's not the sun.
I was going to say, he's not got that tan in Wigan. Let's say that much.
Even his armpits are tan.
That's what I mean. It's like him and Savage and Hogan, they must be taking some sort of drug to make them that tanned.
Bobby,
have you ever seen a film called Soul Man?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's inappropriate now. That's the pills they're taking. The pills from Soul Man. That's all I'm saying.
But JC said it before on his episode. Steroids and fake tan. That's pretty much wrestling of this era. No, was it Nash or JC? Somebody basically said, yeah.
Bring it back, man.
Some tan steroids. But yeah, sorry, my bad. So I had a 50-50 shot. I fast forwarded too much, and I had those two in the ring, but I pushed play. So I was like, fuck, who was 1, who was 2? I'll have a shot. I got it wrong. Okay, so yeah, Bulldog was number 1. DiBiase came out with Sherry, who was obviously, looking fine as Sherry did.
Look at those, as Bobby Heenan says. Yes, yeah, really good. Yeah, really good.
Fantastic pairing that them two together. Like, I don't think it gets enough love.
No, I agree. I think because it didn't last very long. I think
it was
because he was with Sherry at Survivor Series 91. They were together at that point, and then I think, what does DiBiase do at WrestleMania 8? He doesn't. Do you wrestle the Natural Disasters?
I think he's with IRS. He's with IRS.
With IRS, yeah.
I feel like as soon as he starts tagging with IRS, he bins her off.
Well, he does because she's with Michaels by WrestleMania 8.
Yes, yeah, right. That's right, yeah. Which is so it's like a really iconic memory of them being together, but it was literally like 3 months.
Yeah, it was a very short period of time, like.
And he's not in it very long, is he?
No, is he fuck?
Bulldog tosses it out. And number 3 comes in.
Number 3. Who's going to say it? Who's going to say the infamous, was it Flair?
Oh, no!
Not Ric Flair! At this point, Bobby Heenan's just doing his nut. Said, oh, no, not Ric Flair!
Heenan sounds like someone's put a gun to his kid's head. Oh, no, please, God, no! All right, Bobby, calm down. He's still got a chance.
Just want to shout out one of the best pieces of like television direction is as soon as that bell rings, the buzzer goes and Flair walks out and that camera just goes straight up the aisle, straight into his face, and immediately as soon as he gets there, it starts coming straight back again. I think it's unbelievable how good that is. Just thought I'd point that out.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. Absolutely spot on, though. They don't even pull focus either. It's just straight in, straight out, and Flair's just
it's quite an iconic camera shot for wrestling, though, as well.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing how we're still in that era where there's no music yet. But as soon as Ric Flair walks out, you know who it is immediately because of what he looks like. I think that's a really big key.
Someone's got a cowbell there.
I always thought that. Is that a fan or is that someone in production?
It's going off randomly throughout the show.
I thought that actually.
Well then, Flair gets in. We've talked about it before. We will talk about it during this match as well. But he doesn't do, as Bobby, you've mentioned it loads of times. You kind of use it as a comparison. He doesn't do the normal heelish shittery of hanging back. He just goes at it. Him and Bulldog lock up. Can we just take a second as well? Just Bulldog looks, Tan aside, he looks boss. This is like iconic Bulldog for me.
Yeah, it's perfect Bulldog. This.
Yeah.
Right. Jacked as fuck.
I just actually
one bit where Gorilla presses him over.
Go on, Ryan.
Is that moment where he gets Flair up?
I'm just saying he's really jacked. He's got those braids in his hair, the beads. It starts getting a bit fluffy. As the match goes on.
Guess that poodle. I just wanted to I remembered this morning about the British Bulldog. Can we just talk about British Bulldogs 1992, like really quickly? It's like the pinnacle of a roller coaster of a year. He goes from being in the Rumble, number 1, really big pop. He's in there for quite a big chunk of it and does well, has a good showing. And then he's bumped from WrestleMania 8. He's supposed to wrestle the Berserker and he gets cut for time. So he's not on the show. Then he headlines SummerSlam 92 in like the pinnacle of his career and then loses it on Superstars in October to Shawn Michaels and then gets fired. Do you know what I mean? Like, wrestling was so different. Wrestling was so different back then. Like, could you imagine that now? Like, I don't know who is it? Like Cody Rhodes, he main events Mania and beats Roman, fired by SummerSlam.
But I think the Bulldog did have kind of slight issues, you know, when Brett's got to talk him through that SummerSlam match because he's so off his freaking head. You know, he's not a model employee.
Apparently, he was smoking crack with Neidhart the night before and drinking beer or something.
Couldn't remember that.
Wild. It's like you think, you know, when they were getting drunk. Oh, they were, you know, doing it. No, they were smoking crack. What? Yeah, they were smoking crack cocaine in a crack house the night before the biggest show ever in Wembley. Oh, okay. Does he realise he's in the main event? Yeah, yep. And does he realise he was smoking crack? Yeah.
Where in London do you think he? Where in London do you think he was?
Where did he go out? I was lucky to get a fight.
And then the next night put on a match that he put on with Bret Hart. I mean, maybe he is the guy. Because imagine what he could do sober.
I feel like he wouldn't be good.
This was the 90s. It was a different time.
If he didn't have Bret in the ring with him, he would have gone tits up. Anybody but Bret in that ring against Bulldog in that match, that would have been a clusterfuck.
I would implore. I mean, I've read Bret's book a couple of times and have heard about this. But I wouldn't watch it again. Watch it again thoroughly and watch the Bulldog only. It's not that bad. I think Bret does like to. I love Bret. Bret's probably one of my favorite wrestler, but Bret does like to shine his own shoes. You know what I mean? So, but. Anyway, Jerry Sachs comes in and no one cares.
Yep, number 4.
It's eliminated by a dropkick.
Yeah.
I know, it's crap.
He lands on the apron and then stands up and instead of getting back in the ring because he's already gone on the top rope, he decides to turn around and give the fans some shit. And then Davey Boy drop kicks him in the back.
Good, get out.
Lucky mistake.
Yes, and then, fucking love you, Davey Boy.
Number 5, Haku. And Nick, you sent us a video today. Do you want to talk us through it?
Well, firstly, just the dude's boss. You know, anybody. I think he's amazing. I love the fact as well that he's beating up one man. And I think Flair turns on him. He's beating up Flair, but when he walks past, there's a bit where he walks past Bulldog and he's like sparkled on the floor, and he just stops for a split second and he just fucking kicks him and then continues on. And it's just like, yes, you know, it's the little shit like that just makes like, if I was in a fight, I'd do the same. I'd kick the man and then I'd move on. But he hits a power driver on Bulldog, and I've got it. I'll put the video on. It's only like 2 seconds, so hopefully I won't get copyrighted. But it's one of the best looking power drivers that, you know, I've ever seen, and it be safe.
It's the jump, isn't it? It's like he jumps with it. It's just fantastic, isn't it? And then number 6, Shawn Michaels in his leopard print tights. He's not the Heartbreak Kid yet. It's very much a prototype Shawn Michaels. And a young Dolph Ziggler takes notes.
Speaking of tights, Haku's tights are like a 90s goalkeeper's jersey. They're like the pattern on them. Not very
goalkeeper, like, yeah.
He's gonna have Danke written down the side of his gear.
They look like the tights. They look like the tights that Savage wore in 1990 that I hated. But I was like, well, if Haku was wearing them, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're not going to talk shit about Haku wearing them.
Yeah.
Nope.
You're still funny. You're still working down behind you, Bobby. Now. Hey, you're talking shit.
Rip my bottom teeth out.
But yeah, Michael's got good heat. The reason I mentioned the barbershop thing, obviously being a few weeks before this, is, you know, the fans reacting to him. He's getting genuine heel heat when he comes out, and it's kind of like, I think he gets things thrown at him as well. You know, when he comes out, there's a few fans that are just lobbing stuff at Michael. Things like that. What the?
Now, quick question: Marty Jannetty's not in this match. Spoilers, because he's been thrown through the window. Now, if this was done in 2025, and he was thrown through the barbershop window in so he was thrown through the barbershop in December, I think it was. So it's been what, 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Would you have with the 2025 eyes on? Would you have expected Marty to be in this match?
with 2025 eyes on, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you would have expected this to be the lead up to those two going one-on-one at WrestleMania. But apparently, Marty had other plans, and those plans involved getting wrecked.
Hey Siri, has Jannetty been fired yet?
Basically, yeah.
But sorry, go on, Ryan.
I'm just thinking, like, Marty Jannetty's Facebook posts over the past couple of years, and when you were saying he has other plans, it's like, oh my God, no. Oh, she's been daughter comes to mind. Thinking,
oh dear Lord, please move on.
But I was going to say 2020, well, not even 2025 eyes on 2008, 2009. If John Cena gets stabbed in a nightclub by Jesus and fight Carlito a month later, and yes, I expect Marty Jannetty in the Rumble.
He's a cyborg, though, isn't he? One thing I've noticed, it's a bit of a theme. It's a bit of a theme throughout the match. Is that so? Haku's come in and Michaels has come in, but they all go straight for Flair, which just goes to show that this is very much an every man for himself Rumble this year.
It also shows that it isn't fair to Flair.
It isn't fair. It isn't fair to Flair.
We have to bring this up. I know we've mentioned this before, but the commentary for this Rumble.
It is the best commentary of all time.
It is.
Will you stop? Will you be serious?
Things that just took me out of it a little bit in 2025. The blatant racism.
Oh, is it Tito by any chance?
No, it's not this time.
Was it Virgil?
Bobby
makes some incredibly inappropriate comments about Virgil.
Oh shit! No.
He says, first of all, he said he had the $1 million belt, but he stole it.
Nope.
And then later on, he says, how many guys have been out here so far? He's like 15, 20. Imagine how much time Virgil's had to go through everyone's bags.
Jesus Christ. I'd like to forget that.
I was like, oh my God, we consider this to be one of the greatest pieces of commentary ever. And then I was like, I have to acknowledge it. It's too cringy not to bring it, because I know a lot of this episode's going to be you singing the praises of this Rumble, but if we're going to look at it objectively, we've got to look at the shit that brings it down.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
And my God, man, I was like, Bobby, come on!
Just to point out, he's not talking about me.
I am a little bit talking about you now.
Number 7.
Yep.
Who is it, DJ King?
Number 7. It's El Matador, Tito Santana.
See, like I said, when I first started watching wrestling, it was about 97, 98. Obviously, I had that VHS from 91. So my only history of wrestling at that age was that video. So I never knew that Tito Santana did anything before this.
Yeah, same. My first ever wrestling video was WrestleMania 8. So literally, it opens to me with this dude as a matador, and I'm like, what is this? This is wild.
He's got a cape and a big brush.
Yeah,
it was the weirdest transformation I was watching before this, because I'm old. And it was just like Tito was like Tito, just ordinary Mexican guy. I think he was in Strike Force with.
He was. Yeah.
In the tag team Strike Force, his partner turned on him, and he was just on his own. And then on a random episodes of Superstars, it was vignettes of him in Mexico getting trained with being a bullfighter and stuff, and this cape, and you see the ball running and stuff. And I'll be back next week.
With your wrestling career. That's what's going to help. If you're a struggling mid-carder, what you need is to go out and learn a completely new sport, then incorporate that new sport into your wrestling gimmick in a ways that it makes literally no fucking difference.
And the funny thing is that they say that he went to Mexico to learn how to bullfight when that's a Spanish thing.
Yeah, see, why is he learning it in Mexico? They don't know it.
Weirdest thing.
Go to Spain and learn it. You fucking melt.
We've got a nice, a bit of a killer's row now of entrants. Number 8 is the Barbarian, who actually he comes in, and I feel like it happened the other year when it was Warrior and Hogan did the double down, and he came out. Barbarian came out this time, and I'm pretty sure from memory he just starts beating up Flair again, like everyone does, and then
Heenan goes crazy over it because he's one of his guys. No, don't do that.
Heenan's goes on about that's one of the best things about the commentary. Heenan's got so much history with so many of the guys in this Rumble. When guys come out, he adds a little insight, and then Gorilla will fucking have a little jab at him about it. He's like, "Isn't he used to be one of your guys, Heenan?" And Bobby's like, "Shut up! I know. We're fucking heart attack over here."
And then our favorite one-footed angel, the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von. It doesn't make any sense.
I have to mention as well the slowest walk to the ring here from Kerry Von Erich, which is very out of character. Like,
he's got one foot, man.
We've had him in the last few Rumbles, and he's pelted it to the ring. Boom, proper Texas Tornado, got him fired up. This time he was just like, he was just like the coolest dude ever, just walking down, slapping hands. He looked fucking off his head, probably. Like,
to be honest, I was wondering this in my mind about how long has he got left.
This was definitely arse end. I don't think he was still with the company when we got to WrestleMania.
No, he was at SummerSlam 91. Oh no, we're at 92, aren't we?
Yeah, well,
I think he might. I don't think he's at. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he's at Mania 8.
No, he's not. He's gone by Mania 8, man. This is probably his last appearance with WWF for us.
It's a shame because he was like last year, especially. He was very over.
He's iconic. He was the total package. He had everything. He had the charisma. He could work. He was good looking.
But he was self-made before WWF. He had no chance.
Yeah.
No chance.
But I like that tie-in as well. Obviously, you know, the fact that as soon as he got in there, Flair saw him and Flair locked eyes. You know, these two guys know each other from the NWA title, man.
Yeah. Flair we're back in that fucking baseball park in fucking Texas.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Number 10.
Just saw it, man.
Repo Man. Shite, I can't stand him.
Dodgy to the ring. He's like,
as a kid, I absolutely loved Repo Man.
Yeah.
I just thought this dude is just the epitome of like cartoon bad guy. Like Inspector Gadget would have fucking had Repo Man for breakfast.
So Inspector Gadget, Banana Man would have had him.
Like, Repo Man wouldn't have been a guy like that worked for Claw all the time because he was shit. But you bring him in, like, when you'd been too many Claw episodes, like, you'd have a Repo Man episode where, like, Repo Man would be trying to steal someone's, like, cars and shit. And Inspector Gadget would have, like, go, Gadget, punch to the face! And just, like, knocks shit out. I don't know. I wouldn't rate Inspector Gadget.
Funny. I always find it funny how... So Greg Valentine comes in and he goes for Flair, like he does. Chop battle in the corner. And then Greg puts Flair in a figure 4.
Well, I was thinking about this before, right? As a kid, that made no sense to me whatsoever. But now, looking back, knowing what I know, that, like, Greg's our fella and Flair were a tag team at one point.
Oh, shit, I never knew that. I didn't know that.
They were in the plane crash where Flair broke his back originally.
Really?
I'm sure Greg's dad was on that flight too. So there is a lot of history between the Valentine and Flair, like wrestling dynasty kind of thing. So watching that back again today, that was the first time that ever clicked for me. I was like, oh my god, yeah, that now makes sense. Like, to us, it meant nothing. It's meant nothing to us for years, but now when you look back, much further than we ever would have gone, because obviously, it wasn't our time. We didn't, we weren't even alive during the 70s and the early 80s, so we weren't around for that stuff. We only ever hear about it when we're talking about documentaries and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always thought it was about just because they both did figure fours and they were going to have a submission match at some point, where it's going to be the figure four versus the figure four, but it never happened. Not to my knowledge.
No, don't think it ever did.
I'm sure Flair got the figure four off Greg's Alpha.
Oh, maybe there you go. Maybe that's it then.
I'm thinking they did, and somebody used a shin pad. I think that was someone else.
Greg Valentine wore a shin guard, yeah, to inflict more pain and protect himself.
Yeah, somebody used it on him.
WCW though.
No, he did it in WWF because him and Ronnie Garvin had a submission match at the Rumble 1990.
Yeah,
and Greg had his shin guard ripped off him, and Ronnie Garvin put it on himself and put a figure four on Greg and won, I think. There you go. There's a deep cut for you.
There we go.
Right,
Greg versus Ronnie Garbage.
So after Greg, who was it? Got to be Piper at some point, surely. Piper must be coming up.
He's coming up. There's a couple more yet.
It was that Lithuanian guy.
Nikolai Volkov. No one cares, honestly. He is the definition of the working man's punter, who just happens to put trunks on. Honestly, he could literally be down the pub on a Thursday afternoon playing darts.
He's not even in the ring for 3 minutes and he's out as well.
Good. Waste. What a waste. Big Boss Man.
Yes.
There you go. Business picks up a bit here now.
I've got to mention something. There's a big chunk here where loads of people get eliminated, and it comes down to Boss Man and Flair.
Just a kick.
I already know where.
In what world did the Big Boss Man do crescent kicks?
I don't know, but I want to see that world a bit more.
Why wasn't he busting those out in matches? No, just randomly bust out one crescent kick, fucking to block Ric Flair, and then no, just never do it again. Boss Man, come on.
Crescent kick? No, here, have this spot where I run round the ring post twice. Can we also I know that it's going to come up, and I just want to point this out. We all remember how Boss Man was eliminated, don't we?
Yes.
He ran at the ropes, and Flair moved, and Boss Man threw himself over the top. Now, I want to point out that, just bear that in mind, okay? We'll come back to it later. Just bear that in mind. So Hercules has been in and out at this point as well.
Okay, I mentioned as well, Hercules literally robbing a living at this point because the fucking state of him. He is more steroid than man at that point in that match as well.
You'll be glad to know this is his last hurrah. He's gone now.
He is a fucking walking advertisement for steroid abuse, that man, at this point. He's got no neck. He's just inflated. Looks fucking awful.
So then it's left with Flair in the ring by himself, getting a little bit of a breather. Countdown comes on. And then I think it's one of the best spots of the whole match, his fucking face, when he sees who comes out next. And it's Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper! It's a skirt. Skirt words, buddy.
The pop Piper here was incredible. The fans were fucking up for Piper. And Flair sold it like a beast.
Sorry, but my wife doesn't want to be on screen. Get out. Anyway, yes, because Flair sells it amazingly, because obviously Roddy Piper's his close friend, so that also helps. But also, You remember that Piper and Flair was actually the feud. Hogan and Flair were feuding on house shows, but on TV, Flair was feuding with Piper. So obviously, Piper's coming out to get him some. And also, you remember as well that he's won a belt. He's already been out once. So the fans have already seen him once. They've seen him win a belt, and they went mental for it. And now he's here to be Roddy Two Belts.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic, that bit.
Good storytelling. No, I didn't even realise. I couldn't remember. Couldn't remember now. Probably when I was watching that then, the feud that they were having on TV. But, the history there as well between the two of them. Amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And then your boy, number 16, for the first time in this show, is a heel, Jake.
Jake Roberts.
But can I just rewind for a second?
Yes.
I just want to point out again, I've got the video clip of this, which will pop up. I love the cheekiness of it. It's like, obviously by this point, Piper's a face. Everybody loves him. And, there's the bit where Flair goes to like the atomic drop, doesn't connect, and Piper just kind of brushes it off and then just pokes him in the eye.
Right.
Flair sells it.
There's another one. Piper's on the outside. Flair grabs him by the hair and hot shots him on the top rope. Yeah. And Piper just no-sells it and gets back in the ring. And then he fucking low blows him and Piper no-sells it. It's like, what the fuck? Piper's just gone into business for himself. It's like, fuck you, Flair. I'm not selling nothing you do. Whack.
He probably thought, Flair, you're winning this match, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah, probably.
I want my time. But yeah, Jake turns up, and it's the first time we get heel Jake in this series.
I love what Jake does because Jake gets in the ring as Piper's got Flair in the sleeper. And Jake slides in and just sits in the corner and just looks at Piper, and you see him on the camera go like that to him. And then as Piper turns his attention back to Flair, that's when Jake gets up and fucking clobbers him straight away. And it's like, wow, beautiful.
And then the inaugural winner. Oh, sorry, Jake. Sorry, Dick.
Yeah, I just want to pull Ryan on this one, because obviously we've talked about this in the past. We've mentioned that it kind of blew our mind when we watched the earlier Rumbles and Jake was a good guy, because Jake's always one of those, I always kind of remember him as a heel. Jake's always been the heel, and it blew my mind to see him as a face for a few years. I just want to quickly put this on Ryan. When you think of Jake the Snake, do you think of heel Jake or face Jake?
Probably face Jake.
Oh, wow.
Okay. When he got my overriding memory of Jake Roberts is when Damien got squashed by Earthquake. I think that could be this.
Yeah.
that was his turn. Yeah. That's fucked up his mind, and that's probably had led to him going the dark side. But yeah, everything preceding that, coming into the ring, doing a DDT, short arm clothesline, then the DDT. 1, 2, 3, put the snake on someone, and then snapping hands with all the kids. That's the best memory I have of Jake Roberts. So obviously, his heel turn sublime as well. But me, all the time, just face. Face is the best one.
Yeah, my initial thought, I think of heel Jake because of this time when I think of Jake. Yeah.
So sorry, we've talked about it a couple of times, and I just wanted to get Ryan point on it as well.
No, because I'm interested in that actually, because with Jake is multiple times Jake has been clamoured as one of our MVP choices. Maybe he hasn't won it every time, but he's been mentioned at almost every match because of how over he is and the tease of the DDT. We didn't get it this year, but I guess that's fine because he's a heel anyway. So next was Jim Duggan, the inaugural winner. Jim Duggan. And you know what always annoys me? I think we've mentioned this before. They never mention that he's won it.
No, he never. I think he brought it up in either the 89 or 90.
Yeah, I just feel like they've kind of gone, that Rumble didn't happen. It didn't exist.
Another one of those things that the WWF/E does, even at that time, when they don't mention the past or they try and retcon the past. That could have been looked at. Maybe it seems a bit shitty, really.
Yeah, he's not a main eventer, so we don't need to acknowledge it.
They even mentioned that Hogan won it last year.
Oh.
And the year before, yeah.
That is true. Not much to say, really. IRS is next.
Oh, who gives a shit?
Wrestling with that tie and braces. No one takes him by the time it hangs him.
It's when he's being dangled over the top rope. And yeah.
He gets eliminated. Roddy Piper pulls him out by the tie.
That's it, yeah.
That is literally the most interesting thing about the man in this whole match.
I will say that I don't know if you noticed. I mean, obviously we're not up to that bit yet, but we don't know if we'll remember to talk about IRS again. He does probably. I thought he might have been a massive babyface in your eyes, DJ King, because do you know what IRS does?
Go on.
Hogan comes out later. We'll get there properly, but he comes out later and does his Hogan spot. But IRS stops him from tearing his t-shirt off and rips it off himself and chokes him with it.
So that's why IRS is walking around with Hogan's t-shirt around his own neck.
Yeah, that's right.
Now,
yeah.
Everything I've just said, my new MVP for this match, IRS. What a guy. Don't get any of his shit, and he doesn't deserve it.
Wind it back. Jimmy Snuka, still jacked.
Still old. Murderer's Row.
Have you noticed how fucking slow he goes to the ring though this time round? Like he
is like 70 years old though.
Yeah, he just wrestled Taker at fucking Mania, still recovering from it.
Speaking of, number 20 is The Undertaker with Paul Bearer now.
Yep.
Comes out. Oh, a little stipulation for the match, which you didn't mention at the start. Because of Hogan and Taker being part of the controversy, they were allowed to draw numbers from 20 onwards. So they got a bit of more of a favourable draw. Used to be a bit unlucky for Undertaker there. 20 to 30, and he got number 20.
You basically drew one of 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
This is Flair as well. Again, somebody else going straight for Flair. Absolutely.
What I did like though is if you remember we talked about this about the last show from last year about how Undertaker hadn't really gotten to grasp with the gimmick yet.
Yeah,
because he'd only debuted about 6 weeks prior or 2 months prior, whereas now he knows exactly what his role is. He's not selling things.
His number one offense in this whole Rumble is single-handed choking guys while rolling his eyes into the back of his head, and it's fucking amazing.
How did that guy have so many surgeries? He didn't do anything.
He's just literally walking around like. It's like every angle of Taker is Taker. The camera pointing up at his face, him rolling his eyes back, and someone else going.
Did you notice when he paired off with Flair though? That I always found it funny that Flair low blows him. And he doesn't know how to sell it. He doesn't know what to do. You can see it in his eyes that he's never had to do this yet. And Flair's gone down. He's proper gone for it like this. And Undertaker's like, It's like, are you? What are you going to do? This is a very pivotal moment right now.
That's a fucking hard moment though. Like this whole time, you'd be like. You're a dead man. You're a dead man. How would a dead man sell getting hit in the bollocks? Would he even feel it? Like he must have having like an existential crisis as he's trying to work out what to do from that fucking low blow.
I bet he got Flair right up into the corner after the match and backstage and just went, "Don't ever do that again." Do you understand? He probably said it to everybody. You cannot do that to me. Number 21, Randy Savage.
This is amazing. Well, let me just. This is amazing. Let me just. When he comes out, there's like a gap. You don't see it, and then he just runs to the fucking ring. But they've got a split screen. You see Savage running to the ring, and you see Jake going out the other side at exactly the same time. It's fucking tremendous.
This was fucking fantastic, and I'm so glad they caught that bit on camera, because the second he comes out, the second you can see him around that corner, Jake is out and lying down on the apron on the floor. Savage gets in and doesn't go for anyone. He just looks around for Jake until about two dudes jump on fucking Savage, and then as soon as Jake sees that he's down, Jake gets back in, and all the Savage heat's gone until he sees Jake, and then you see Jake go for a move, Savage reverses it, and then just starts punching the shit out of him. It's like you know how I feel about Randy Savage, but fucking hell, it was the best spot in this Rumble for me.
And then he eliminates himself.
Well, I was literally just about to say. We were just about to say we're going to come to the most pivotal moment in this whole match, not for a winner or anything like this, but what are you doing? I understand that that's the way that you leave the ring. It just is. But you are a wrestler and you know what match you are in. And the thing is, what I told you to pin, didn't I, about Big Boss Man earlier?
Big Boss Man.
Yeah, Boss Man technically also threw himself out because he jumped at the ropes and he wasn't propelled, which is what they decided on the fly was the new rule.
Exactly.
Even though the simple rule was, if you go over the top rope, you're fucking eliminated.
And I just want to say, really quickly, a massive props to The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Undertaker is only 25 years old at this point. 26 years old. He's been wrestling for a cup of tea or whatever. And he rolls out the ring, because The Undertaker goes out the ring over the top rope as well. So he's had to improvise. He's gone under the bottom rope and he's just beaten up Savage and he's just thrown him back in. There's no time to think about it. There's no time to anyone come out or an announcement to be made or anything. Just forget. Fuck it. Just get back in.
It's the moment. It really is like people live. It won't matter. The commentators will fix it for the fucking broadcast.
Yeah, they tried their best. It wasn't good enough, but they tried.
It's like Taker's calming Savage down. It's like, fuck it, kayfabe, man. Fucking calm down. It's not real. But Savage is not having a thing. Savage is like, fuck, I'm going after Jake. How many rails did you do backstage? Fucking calm down.
You see, I'd be okay with it if there was actually if this Rumble was real. Let's say it was real, and Bossman is actually trying to do an offensive move and eliminate Flair, but misses. Whereas Savage is just leaving the ring, and he's done it the wrong way. You can kind of, in a kayfabe sense, you can kind of think, all right, well, we know what you were trying to do there. Just go back in. But then you open yourself up then for anyway, what a stupid thing to do. Glad he got away with it.
Kind of goes in keeping with the character, though, I suppose. The fact that he's just steaming mad, he's had his arm bitten by a fucking snake, and then and Jake's just been tormenting his family, him and his wife for God knows how long. That's it. He's snapped. He's just going to do anything to get his revenge on this guy. And jumping over the top where he just doesn't care. I suppose that you could say that's in keeping with the character.
Does Savage do anything of importance later in the Rumble? I can't remember, because personally, I'd have just let him go. Like, right, you've eliminated yourself. You're gone. Go in the back. It's fine.
He's in the final four.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Jake gets gently dumped out of the ring by Sid. It's just when he's getting eliminated, Sid's just so soft. Dumps him on the apron and he just rolls up.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Nick. It doesn't do anything between now and the end. Just let it. You know what? Actually, now that you've said it, I think Savage accidentally eliminating himself and brawling to the back with Jake would have been way more memorable than just letting him back in.
Yeah,
he doesn't do anything.
That's it. We don't remember that Savage went back in and carried on the match. We remember that Savage eliminated himself,
which ties in, as Ryan says, to the character, because that is what Savage would have done. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's the madness.
And you think, actually, with Savage's experience and his love for the business itself, if like Shane or like Rene Goulet or something said to him, "You've eliminated yourself, you idiot," he probably would have gone, "Shit, right, okay, I'm going to brawl with Jake. We'll fix it."
Yeah.
Then, you know, Vince would have been pissed, but to be honest, it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah.
It's like he was supposed to win.
No, exactly. He wasn't winning, was he? So, Killer's Row Part 2. We have like the nice come down of the Berserker, and we've also got Virgil, and then we've got the Iron Sheik, aka Colonel Mustafa, as he was known then, and then Rick Martel, who we praised a lot. One of our recent, was it 1990? I think it was.
Yeah, but he doesn't do shit in this one.
Nah, he doesn't do anything really, does he? And then,
stop for a second. Yeah. Before Martel comes out, I realised the reason I remember this is, again, just kind of not to pull it apart, but Gorilla calls Ric Flair Rick Martel a few times prior to Martel coming out, because I was looking for Martel. I was like, where the fuck's Rick? Like, and I clocked he was talking about Ric Flair, but yeah, he calls Ric Flair Rick Martel a few times, and then Martel comes out, and I was like, there we go.
It's got him on the brain, hasn't he?
Yep.
It's like he knows something. DJ King, do you want to take us away? Number 26.
That fucking piece of shit.
What does he do?
Fucking comes out and does shitty things to his mates. Eliminates in a fucking row. Eliminates Taker. Eliminates Berserker. Eliminates someone else I can't remember. But he does the same thing he's done in every fucking Rumble he's been in.
He just gets this spot every year.
Every fucking year.
Can you name anybody else, any other babyface who's had this spot so far? No, since up to this point.
Oh, so far, no. But the only other person who gets this really is Austin.
Yeah. Roman probably gets it as well when he's in him. But yeah, it's like Hogan. You know, I hope you've watched all the other episodes, Ryan. We talk about this a lot. Hogan gets the same spot every year. He comes in, he throws out everyone like it's nothing, and then tears his shirt a little bit, and usually fucks over one of his mates. But we've not had that. We've not had that yet. We've not had that. Yeah, we've not had that yet.
Not yet.
And then 27 is Skinner. 28 is Sergeant Slaughter. Get them out the way. Because
although Slaughter's just a babyface again, and everyone's just okay with it. Like, just like, yep, he's all right. He's not an Iraqi sympathizer anymore. He's decided he doesn't like the Iraqi program, and the US military has let him back in. No fucking harm, no foul.
Is this the biggest come down in a 1 year gap?
Just literally, he's just back to being nobody on the card.
Just try and keep an eye on that, I think. This time last year, he won the WWF title. And this year, he's number 28 in a Rumble, and he's no one.
He's going to be in an 8-man tag at WrestleMania.
He is.
The same pay-per-view invented the year before. He's going to be in a fucking throwaway 8-man tag with 4 gimmicks versus 4 gimmicks.
There was a point in the match where Monsoon was talking about how there was 4 former World Wrestling Federation champions in the ring at once. And I was like, 4? Hogan, Savage, Taker. And then you go, oh shit, yeah, Slaughter. So yeah, he was literally the champion 8 months ago.
Not a single
No. So yeah, and then number 29, Sid Justice. What human being. Yeah.
Poodlehead.
Like they are like they love Sid. In like on his entrance here, they're like oh, I can see why at one point Vince had toyed with the idea of making Sid the next Hogan.
We talked about Sid in our previous show, and because he was a big focal point of WCW in 2000.
He was,
and we thought he was fucking awesome then.
He was, and at this point, this is fresh face Sid.
Could you imagine if he liked wrestling more than softball?
Oh, mate. If only the business he was in was his number one passion and not softball.
Like, I know that he's not the best wrestler, like actual in-ring wrestler, and his promos if he practices them, they're fine. He's fucking amazing. And it's great how he's in 3 different eras, really. He's in this era, he's in 96, 97, and he's in WCW 2000, and he's great in all of them.
He's just...
I remember seeing him powerbombing guys in NWA, NWA TV late night at 1 o'clock in the morning. Powerbombing jobbers, throwing them in the air, spinning them. They land on the mat and they just keep spinning.
His powerbomb was fucking insane. It was so good. And it's like his one arm chokeslam is mint as well. Like no one ever seems to point out. Sid had just been launching guys up with one hand, and then see, I hate when a guy hits a chokeslam and just stands there with it. I love it when they follow through, come down with it. And Sid would always come down to one knee and just like, look, he was a monster.
It's great. I did notice actually now
the universe, man. He was the ruler of the universe. That's what he was.
I did feel like watching it in hindsight though. I did feel like he wrestled this match quite heelish.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't realize that until after you realize after what happens, obviously. He does a lot of face pulls and a lot of rakes and choke spots and stuff. Can I just say, and I know I'm a big Gorilla Monsoon apologist. I always have been. But can we just say fuck him for this? Because do you know what happens? The countdown is on for number 30. Number 30 is not really a thing yet. Countdown for number 30, and it's like Bobby says, "Who could it be?" And he goes, "It's the Warlord." It's like, what are you doing?
My process of elimination, it can only be the Warlord. You don't know that. And it is.
He's like, hang on a minute. No, at no point were we shown a list of who was in this fucking match.
Oh yeah, fucking Jack though.
Even Bobby has a guy in for that. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Sorry.
Steroid Steve Austin.
Steve Austin.
I just want to point out
former women's champion Harvey Whippleman.
Talk about commentary. Right. Sorry, just talk about commentary. I need to pull it back to a bit with Piper and Flair. This is classic Heenan. I recorded this. I need to do the audio clip or something. But it's just where Piper saves Flair and Heenan's like, "It's not as good. It's a kilt. I love you, Roddy." 2 seconds later, he kicks Flair. It's like, "God damn you skirt-wearing freak!" It's like, yeah.
It's just perfect. It's just perfect. Yeah, so everyone's in now, and then it's the whole everyone out of the pool spot as tradition. And then you're left with the final 4, like we said before, of Hogan, Savage, Slaughter, and Sid. Oh, sorry, not Slaughter.
Oh.
Can we talk about his elimination, by the way?
Go on.
He gets Irish whipped into the corner and then goes throat first into the pole.
Right. Listen, as I explained earlier on before we started recording, when I was watching the end of this match, I was watching it about half an hour before we were due to record. So I watched the last 20 minutes of this at 1.5 speed, and me and my wife rewound the clip of Slaughter being eliminated about 4 times and watched it back at 1.5. It's the funniest thing you'll ever see. It's just Sergeant Slaughter running across the ring really, really fast and then just diving over the top rope.
It's like he saw Perfect's elimination.
It's amazing.
He saw Perfect's elimination in 1990 and he went, "I'll show you corner elimination."
Oh, it was so gnarly.
It's brilliant.
But yeah, watching at 1.5 speed, it's hilarious.
Let's give that a go. So it's Hogan, Savage, Flair, and Sid.
And Hogan's a wanker at this point. He's a fucking prick. He fucking gets fairly eliminated.
Hang on. First of all, he lets his on again, off again, busy mate Savage get eliminated. After everything he did to his wife. And now he's trying to get him. Now he lets him get eliminated in the Rumble. Hogan's a piece of shit. Reason number 1.
Oh, he is. Yes.
Reason number 2. Sid fairly eliminates him from the Rumble.
I love these.
And what does Hogan do? And then Sid even looks over and says to him, "I'm sorry, man, it's every man for himself." And Hogan's like, okay, brother, okay. Grabs his hand and starts fucking trying to pull him over the top rope. And then Flair just, don't match over. Flair wins. But again, Hogan, fucking
he's the baby
terrible
face.
person, sore loser.
I'll tell you what, the way you've just described it then is actually... you say that he goes to shake Sid's hand. He doesn't. Sid's arm is just out of the ring. He just grabs him. And it's just like, you are such a sore loser. What a prick. What a terrible babyface. It's like, yes, you're right. Sid eliminates him fairly. It's not... It's not, he does it from behind, but it's a Rumble. Don't turn your back on people. But it's like Hogan, just like, oh no, not me. I'm supposed to win.
Right. I just want to mention this as well. Right? Just want to mention this.
Yeah. The audience.
Crowd are actually cheering this.
Hogan causes the elimination. Then Flair is in the ring, the victor. And what do you see? This big orange out of focus fucking body gets in front of the camera. Then he gets in the ring and chases Flair out. It's Flair's fucking moment.
Yeah, and then how did the pay-per-view, the in-ring situation? So, right. Flair wins. Okay? Sid is eliminated by a combination of of Flair and Hogan. Bobby Heenan goes mental. Flair looks exhausted, and he looks a deserved victor. He didn't cheat that much. No more. He didn't cheat any worse than anybody else did. And then Hogan and Sid are the last things that you see from the in-ring perspective. It's just like, it's like Hogan's like fucking Poochie. It's like, if you don't know, if Hogan's not on screen, we should be asking, what's Hogan doing?
Where's Hogan?
What's Hogan
doing?
I have to go. I have to go now.
Do you know what happened on the Superstars episode after this as well?
I do.
They're replaying this. They fucking overdubbed the cheers with boos. So what the fuck?
Yeah, they redubbed the commentary as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they redubbed the commentary as well.
Absolutely disgraceful. But yeah, that's it. Ric Flair wins and cuts that incredible promo backstage.
Oh, that promo at the end is... It was worth Hogan chasing him off just to get him backstage to do that promo.
Did you know that Vince? Did you know that Vince hated it?
Yeah,
I don't get it either.
I don't listen to sex offenders. So you can take anything the man says with a pinch of salt.
So yeah, that's it. Fantastic. Final thoughts on as a whole, Nicholas.
It's not classed as being the best or one of the best Rumbles. For a reason. It's up there. It's been a while since I watched it, and having watched it again today, I'm still a mark for 2001. But I think on any given day, it's between this and 2001. They're joint best Rumbles for me. Just the star power, the people in it, just everything was just on point. It was lightning in a bottle on this Rumble.
Mike?
Right, well, I mean, wow. It is a fantastic Rumble. It takes everything from the last two Rumbles and makes Ric Flair beat it. Like, everything that I did and didn't like from the last two was in this one. But it was all okay because Ric Flair won at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it told the better stories. I mean, the Savage Jake stuff was fantastic. Hogan coming out and being Hogan, but still not being able to, still not winning it I'm always going to cheer for a match where Hogan's in there, he doesn't win. Flair was fantastic all the way through it. That's another thing about it as well. That, like, people are always like, yeah, Flair won, but people don't really mention the fact that Flair's in it from pretty much the very beginning, and is a focal point, makes himself a focal point throughout the whole match. He doesn't just exist in the background. He's constantly in there, fucking getting in there with everyone, and that does really sell it. Like for him, him getting the victory at the end for me. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely in the top 5 Royal Rumbles ever, possibly the number 2 spot for me. It really is like one of the best Rumbles of all time.
Our guest, Ryan.
Just piggybacking off what you said there, Flair doesn't beg off, or he could have just hidden the corner. He could have done the rope thing that Bulldog, Road Dogg did once. He could have done that in the match, but he didn't. It's as though Bobby said, he didn't take a back step. He took it to the Hogans. He took it to the Sids. You did. The lead up from the previous pay-per-views, the 1991 Survivor Series, and you got Tuesday in Texas leading up to this. Then you've got WrestleMania after this, and then SummerSlam. 92, 3 out of 4 pay-per-views. Survivor Series in 92 wasn't that good. It was okay, but not fantastic. 3 out of the 4 pay-per-views in 1992. This is the best of them. The best Rumble, in my opinion. The star power, the storylines going in. You had Shawn Michaels, the heel turn. You got Jake. You got Savage. You got the vacation of the title. Whoever wins the Rumble wins the title. So many elements that go into this Rumble. It just, for me, it just makes it absolutely perfect. Then you got the commentary, and you got the promo that Flair cuts at the end. It's absolutely, it's a joy. You can rewatch it. For me, it's very rewatchable.
Yeah,
so one of my favorites, if not my favorite.
That's probably what I would say as well. You've summed it up perfectly, the three of you. Is that it's so rewatchable. There's very my list of Rumbles that I can watch again is very small. It's this one. I like 2000, even though it's not that great, but it is rewatchable because of who's in it. Like, it's very nostalgic for the Attitude Era. We'll talk about it when we get there, but it's very rewatchable. It's probably the Rumble I've seen the most times. And say, like, we mentioned this earlier a couple of episodes back about we gave Ted DiBiase the MVP because he was in it for so long, but he was always doing something. He was always making himself the focal point, and Flair did this tenfold in this match. And it's Bobby Heenan's magnum opus. It's his perfect. It's his best, greatest commentary performance of all time, because, you know, he gets a bad rap. Not a bad rap. That's thing to say. He gets a bit of a rap for being a bit too silly and is a bit too comedic sometimes. But when he really wants to do it, there's no one, he can't touch him. He's just absolutely fantastic. Right, Ryan, we've got 3 follow-up questions to the end of the episode, which we do, because what we do is we have a MVP. Was it the right winner? And is it the best Rumble of all time? Where does it rank? So I'll start with our normal, two of the 3 normal guests, hosts here. Nick, MVP?
It's got to be Flair.
Okay, I'll just throw this out there. Is that everybody's?
Heenan for me.
Okay, I like it. Yeah. I like it. Okay, never mind. Nick, go ahead. Carry on, Nick. Carry on.
Well, MVP is Flair. Did the right person win it? Yes. I've already sort of said it's like my top Rumble. Out of the previously watched Rumbles, obviously it's above any of the ones that we've watched previously by a country mile.
DJ King?
Yes, the right person won it. MVP, I'm going to go with Ryan. With what Ryan said, I think it's Bobby Heenan. I think, like you said, Bob, this was his best commentary gig ever. This was the absolute best he ever was or ever would be from this point on commentary. So I think as much as Flair, and if we had to give a wrestling MVP just to the wrestlers, yeah, it's Flair by a country mile. But if everyone involved, I've got to give it to Bobby Heenan because he stole the show commentary-wise.
Yeah, I retract. I agree. 3 out of 3 for that, Bobby Heenan.
Okay.
And yes, it's the best Rumble we've had so far.
Yeah. Ryan?
I can't add too much for that. To that, best Rumble, yes. Correct winner, yes. MVP is Heenan. Absolutely made that Rumble, told the story, walked his ass up. He's absolutely spot on.
Well, I didn't even think about Bobby Heenan actually. I was just thinking about the guys who are in the match itself, which was our epic Flair, like you would expect. But actually, when you look, because when you see the Rumble as a whole presentation, I think I'm going to change my answer. So we've got a clean sweep. Wow. A clean sweep, yeah. So MVP of the match is Bobby Heenan. If I do have a quick thought, who is the honourable mention MVP of this match, not including Ric Flair? Because I can't really. I personally would go with either Jake and Savage as a tandem, and maybe Roddy Piper.
See, I was going to say out of the two, Piper and Taker for me.
No,
I'd go along with.
You know what? Taker would get the most improved.
Oh yeah, that's a great shout.
Taker last year and Taker this year, 2 completely different animals.
Yeah, that's good. Right, so if I go in my official spreadsheet / notes app here, we have made 1992 as the best Rumble so far. It's going to be a few episodes, I'm afraid, before that gets challenged. No spoilers. 92 MVP is Bobby the Brain Heenan. Congratulations. Our first non-wrestler, if you don't count Damien. And the right winner is yes, which is out of the 5 Rumbles we've done, we've got 2 yeses and 3 nos. So yeah, good stuff.
Red in 94.
It'll be a short episode.
Awful run.
I'm dreading. I think the next good one is 97. Is it maybe 97? Supposed to be pretty good.
95?
Oh, 95. The skin in the car. Or is that 94?
That's a bad. Yeah. I've watched that Rumble recently. In the last year or so, 95, and boy oh boy is that match really shit.
I'll watch it this week, Bob, and then I will just ring you separately and shout at you down the phone.
Fair enough. Oh man, I'm so glad that you all enjoyed that.
Yeah, everybody knows since we started this, we've just been blue balling it up till 92. You know, we knew that's when the good stuff was going to happen. So we got there eventually.
We did indeed.
But Mr. King, I'd be amiss if I didn't ask quickly while you're here. What's going on with Infamous? You got a show coming up anytime soon? Any more announcements in the Great 8 tournament?
The Infamous 8 tournament.
That's the one, yep.
All right, well, I can tell you, we've got our next show coming up in April. We've got all of our Infamous 8 matches have been announced for the tournament for that one. But within the coming weeks, we will be announcing the next 2 qualifying matches, which will take place at Masters of Mayhem 2 in June in the Masonic Hall. So, yeah, there's a lot of big tag matches coming up at Infamous. A lot of big matches coming up in general. Just big things going off.
Love it. Obviously, Mr. Cash, you'll have seen today's announcement. True Grit have just announced Brady Phillips versus Rio for the York show.
You know when I said the other week that people would never have guessed what the match was going to be. I thought, I wonder if anyone would have got that, and no one did. So it's quite good. Yeah, April the 12th, True Grit Wrestling in York. I'm still campaigning to be named as permanent general manager. So I think I did a pretty good job at the last show. So
I would like to go on record, actually, whilst we're here. I've done it to you in person, but I will do it for other people to watch as well. I apologise profusely for questioning your honour. So I
appreciate that. I appreciate that. What?
You heard.
We didn't.
We didn't.
I still question your honour, Bobby Cash.
Don't worry, most people do.
Mr. Palmer, you got any shows that have of interest?
Yeah, man.
Nah.
Nah.
Absolutely nothing. I might be going to YI Mania MEW at Long Benton, but if I don't, then I've got
awesome
nothing at
name.
all.
It's an awesome name, by the way. Give him a kudos to the people. Yeah. I'm going to do Mr. King. Where can people find you on the socials, please?
You know what? From now on, you're just going to put him here. Come on, Nick. You can do it. You can make it happen. Just put him here. I don't like saying these all the time. People don't like hearing me say this all the time. I find it difficult to remember these things. But yeah, it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, DJ King 1268. You can find me all on there, and you can find all the news on Infamous at infamous_WP on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tout, MySpace, LinkedIn,
Debo,
yes.
Debo. Wow. That hotel, Habbo Hotel, we're on there too. Yeah, just everywhere, you know what I mean? I send a carrier pigeon with a note to us. I'm sure it'll find us eventually.
You're infamous for a reason. Mr. Palmer, give your handles out.
Just on Facebook, Twitter at Yardy316, but I don't do much apart from just forwarding political stuff. Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, Bible. I'm not even sure what my handles are on there, but I'm on there.
We'll find you and we'll add you. Mr. Cash, last one.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at the Bobby Cash or on Instagram at Bobby J Cash. I'm usually posting some rubbish about football or Man City or how Real Madrid were flipping voodoo warriors last night and all that kind of stuff. So if you like football, if you like wrestling, follow me on the socials, and I'll probably be posting some videos about me being a general manager of True Grit, because I know JC he needs a bit of a he needs a kick in the arse.
And obviously the Bobby Cash show as well.
Yes, I've not recorded an episode for a while, just things getting in the way. But I will be doing one soon.
He's coming back soon, and he's going to have a special guest, DJ King, aka me.
Yes, we'll sort something out. Yeah,
we're going to talk about. Actually, I can't tell you what we're going to talk about, Nick. It's a secret.
Okay. I'll wait with you're blue balling me again now. I've had the good stuff with the 92 Rumble. And
he's blue balling me as well. I don't even know what it is.
I'm blue balling myself. I have no idea, guys.
Right, but gentlemen, thank you so much. As always, it has been an absolute pleasure. Can't believe, timeline-wise, really, we've talked less on this episode than we did about the 91 Rumble. And that just blows my mind. So,
I keep getting told off.
In fairness, I think sometimes, words don't need to be spoken. It's that good. It speaks for itself. So, but yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, share, comment, all the generic stuff we ask you to do. And yeah, join us again very, very soon for the next Royally Rumbled and for lots of other stuff as well. And always remember, work the left side, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.